What is up, everybody? It's your girl JJ over here. I hope y'all are having a good one. I am almost done watching all the Zach videos that I wanted to watch. Yo, I don't know. I just decided to binge watch these. I ain't gonna even front because I like they kind of entertain. I was also looking how the video editing is done. Boy, they wildly. Woo. But with that being said, we are gonna be watching the Toyota's $2.3 billion mistake. So with that being said, let's get on with the video.
On August 28th, 2009, Mark Saylor was going 120 miles an hour in a loaner car from a Toyota dealership.
Dang.
In the car with him was his wife, daughter, and brother-in-law. Now, this brother-in-law called...
Okay, so these are actual photos. I'm like, did he just pick any photo? Or, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he did take any random photo, but I'm pretty sure those are the people. I think
911 while in the car, and I have to warn you, what you're about to hear is horrific.
Oh my gosh, he showed his face.
I'm sorry? We're going 120, Mission Gorge.
Mark was trying to brake, but the car wasn't slow.
If they're stuck, okay. So they're not gonna be able to brake, and it's gonna be hard to turn. So chat, if this was y'all's, I don't know why I'm calling y'all's chat. Y'all's game see me. And he viewers, if this was y'all's, would you make sure your family just dips? Like be like, go before it's too late. Like they all have to like hit the grassy area. Is that what y'all's gonna do, or nah? Because I feel like maybe one of y'all has to stick around so that you can get 911 to call. But I feel like in that situation, someone's gonna die anyways. Like there's no way to dang, that's a pistol mix me. There's no way to avoid what's happening if you can't like brake and it's not gonna unstick. So like that's my question. Is like, what would you do in this situation?
Slowing down.
We're in trouble. We can't. There's no brake. Okay. Freeway half mile.
The freeway was ending and they were approaching an intersection with stopped vehicles.
We're approaching the intersection. Okay. We're approaching the intersection. Hold on. Pray. Okay. Oh shoot. Oh.
Okay. Also, I hate 911 calls. Like, not this competition, but like because I understand what they have to do, but like at the same time, they're so slow about everything. Like when you hear 911, it just frustrates the living. Like just listen to a call, and they're supposed to ask questions, but at the same time, it's like they have no like, okay, this is what you gotta do type of thing. Like they're just like, okay, this is what you have to do. Can you repeat what you say first? And you're like, I don't got time. Just imagine you are like, help! Someone's trying to kill me. Okay, just breathe first. Pretend like no one's trying to kill you. Okay, can you repeat what you're saying? Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Someone's trying to kill me right now. And they're like, okay, can you give us a location? I don't know. Like thinking I'm kidnapped right now. Okay, what you see around you? It's a dark room. Listen, can you like just track me or something? Like, we'll see what we can do. And just imagine elevator me. It's like boop 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 boop. Boop, boop. I'm sorry. It's just like ugh.
Hello?
To avoid hitting other vehicles, Mark drove the car off into a ravine. All 4 passengers were instantly killed. The recording of the 911 call went viral, and everyone, especially the relatives of the family, blamed Toyota.
The 911 call
As
lasted just
you
17
should.
seconds.
The mounting troubles at Toyota.
Toyota has a problem.
And pretty soon, more and more reports came in.
Thousands of complaints from consumers that report very consistent types of problems across a number of years, makes, and models.
The car just lurched forward and hit the cement wall in front of us.
Over the next 5 years, an estimated 90 people died in Toyota vehicles.
Oh my.
Put simply, Toyota's conduct was shameful.
It showed a blatant disregard for systems and laws designed to look after the safety of consumers.
Since everyone blamed Toyota, the company ended up recalling 10 million vehicles in just 2 years. They paid a $1.2 billion fine to the US government and spent another $1.1 billion on a class action lawsuit. But what exactly went?
Bro, the thing with class action lawsuits. Okay, have you guys ever gotten one with like Apple's gonna give you like $30, which, bro, for something they done wrong. And the thing is, you have to go out your way to get the money for one. Sometimes it doesn't work. I remember there's a class action lawsuit for Apple, right? And I was trying to get my bread from it, right? They're like, first you gotta give the ID. Sorry, that's invalid. I was like, bro, this is the phone right thinking here. How is it invalid? I don't know, but you did something wrong. I'm like, bro, what? Like, looks like you can't claim it. Bye. I'm just like, are you serious? I'm like, I ain't going through all that terrible. Like, there's always been stuff like that. They're like, can you give us this? I'm like, bro, what? How? Like, can I not just take a photo or something? No, we don't take emails. It's just like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I really hate those types of lawsuits because it's just something as simple as just make sure your information is up to date, and if you do or don't have to update anything, but you usually might have to do some type of steps. And that's the worst part of things.
Wrong in the Mark Saylor incident, and was this really Toyota's fault? Initially, the incident was blamed on floor mats, and for good reason. Soon after the Mark Saylor incident, it was discovered that the same loaner car he was driving had been reported as having a loose floor mat that caused an unintended acceleration.
Oof.
So Toyota conducted a massive recall, and this should have solved the problem for all of these mysterious accelerations, but it didn't. Floor mats turned out to be just a small piece of the puzzle.
Oof.
Malcolm Gladwell, who is a very well-known and well-respected journalist, did an entire podcast episode on this Mark Saylor incident, and he strongly argues a point that is pretty controversial.
But if your car is suddenly and mysteriously accelerating, all you have to do is step on the brakes, because brakes beat engines.
He put this to the test by flooring the gas pedal in a car and slamming on the brakes while it was still floored, and the car stopped. Car and Driver did the same experiment except with a powerful sports car, and again, the brakes ended up overpowering the engine and stopping the vehicle.
I kind of wanted to see what happens, but I mean, I don't think people who died didn't think about stepping on the brakes. Like, so something has to happen. Like, something had to happen because I don't think they just have their foot stuck on the pedal. It had to do something where it still wasn't working, but we'll see.
So if Gladwell is right, if brakes will always beat an engine, then why couldn't Mark Saylor stop his car that
Exactly.
day? I know this is going to sound absurd, but the only logical explanation would be that Mark Saylor never put his foot on the brake. Just go with me on this for a minute. When you drive your personal car, you become used to the pedals in that specific car. Some call this muscle memory. Your mind sort of goes into autopilot. Well, the vast majority of these mysterious acceleration cases happened when a driver was put in an unfamiliar vehicle like Mark Saylor.
Oh, okay. So was it that the stuff is in reverse or something?
Driving a loaner. People get into an unfamiliar vehicle without adjusting properly, and when they put their foot down to press the brake, they sometimes unintentionally press the gas pedal instead. And there is research to back this up. In 2011, the NHTSA, along with NASA, released a report on all of these mysterious acceleration cases. They analyzed the black boxes in these cars, a device that stores information before, during, and after an accident. And what they found in most of these cases is that the brake pedal hadn't even been touched.
Oof.
These drivers were unintentionally pressing the gas pedal the entire time. This is called pedal error, and it's a lot more common than you might think. So now we know what happened to Mark Saylor, right? Case closed. Well, not exactly. A few months after the Saylor incident, new details came to light suggesting that he was in fact pressing the brakes, and that something else was going on. It turns out that Malcolm Gladwell overlooked a very important piece of this puzzle: power-assisted brakes. These brakes are designed to draw power from the engine, but they have a fatal flaw in one certain scenario. Consumer Reports took a Toyota car equipped with power-assisted brakes and performed the same test as Gladwell. They kept the car floored, pressed the brakes, and the car eventually slowed down. But they didn't stop there. They did the same test again and changed one thing.
Let's see what happens if you lift your foot off the brake in this situation. Again, wide open throttle, 60 miles per hour, hitting the brakes, car's slowing down. I'm going to lift off my brakes just once and then back down. I've lost power assist. I cannot slow this vehicle down. I'm pushing all my might. I'm going 40. Say I lift off my brake again and pump them. Now I'm going 60. Cannot slow down the vehicle. Lift off again. 80 miles an hour. I'm powerless to slow this vehicle down.
Mark Saylor wasn't the victim of pedal error. He was the victim of a loose floor mat and power-assisted brakes.
In the real world, people will actually lift the foot off the brake, perhaps to pump the brakes to get more power.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, I didn't think of that power assist. I didn't know about power assistant, but I was thinking like, you're probably still gonna try the other one regardless. Like, even if someone is not adjusted to the vehicle, they're probably still gonna try the other one. But you're not gonna just press it one time. You're gonna press it multiple times.
Perhaps they're trying to fiddle with a floor mat. But the point is when you lift your foot off the brake, even one time, you lose your power assistance, and it becomes almost impossible to stop the vehicle.
I thought they were gonna keep going. Even though I thought there was no time, I thought they were gonna continue. I don't know why I thought they were gonna continue. I saw that there was only 15 seconds before we what the third? Before they finished the video. But yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Like that's what I straight up thought. I was just like, it would be hard for people to just be like, oh yeah, like let me not try the other break, like, but you were gonna try it multiple times because I've been in a situation where I'm just like, oh no, not the first time. Like you take your foot off for a moment and then you replace it. So I was just like, I don't think he wouldn't try. It was just like I don't think he would try not to test it out first, if anything. So that's why I was just like, I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, chat. What are your thoughts on the video? I found that video to be quite compelling to me. But anywho, with that being said, this is JJ Beat signing out. You guys have a great one. Bye bye.